3 simple ways to increase your Social Security benefit. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. I know in this video, I do want to share with you 3 simple ways to increase your Social Security benefit and maximize your monthly check, as well as get as much as you possibly can out of Social Security with your lifetime earnings. We have a lot to talk about right here in the video and many different aspects that I do want to cover, but I want to break it all down into 3 simple ways, so let's get right into it. Really fast before we do, thanks so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe right down below the video. It's totally free to do so, and I'm here for you right by your side every single day to help you out in any way that I possibly can, keeping you updated with all these changes, and of course pointing out anything out there right now you can possibly grab and or take advantage of as it pertains to money, benefits, raises to benefits, checks, programs, or anything like this, and ultimately to maximize your Social Security checks. Also, do your friends, family, and social media a huge favor. Share this video with them so they can also understand how to increase their monthly benefit and, of course, get as much as they possibly can out of Social Security. Again, thanks so much. Please subscribe down below, and let's get into it and talk about the details you need to understand and get as much as you can out of Social Security. Sounds like a pretty good plan, right? I agree, right? Let's get into it and talk to all these details. Now, first off, before I get into all of these 3 simple ways, let me talk about a couple different things here that we first need to understand before we get into the details about this, okay? Like I said, Social Security is very complex, right? If you've ever gone to the Social Security website, you know you usually leave the website with more questions than what you came with. Have you ever been in that situation? Yeah, there's a lot of things on that website. There's a lot of different aspects about Social Security. So first off, we need to understand what is your full retirement age. Now, first off, you probably know what this is. Basically, it comes down to most people, it's between the ages of 66 and 67, or if you're born in 1960 or later, then it is 67 as of right now, but Congress is trying to change that, and again, I'll keep you posted, but as of right now, it is still 67 for anybody born in 1960 or later. So that is first what we need to understand. Next, we also need to understand some other details as far as your work history, things like this, okay? Remember, they use the highest earning years of your 35 years of work history, okay? We need to understand these details as well because this is going to play a major role into how much you're going to get basically once you start claiming your benefit and for the rest of your life. Some very important details there as well, okay? So anyway, a couple things that I want to quick point out for you. Next, we also need to understand when are you going to claim your benefit. Now, first off, I want to say this much. I am not here to tell anybody when to claim or when to file for your benefit. I don't know that because everybody's situation is very different. For some people, it makes sense to claim as early as you can. For some people, it makes sense to wait as long as you possibly can, okay? Remember, the window that you get to claim benefits is basically between the ages of 62 and 70. Now, obviously, you can claim after 70, but there's really no financial gain after the age of 70, okay? All right, so anyway, a couple things I want to point out for you really quickly. Now, let's get into it and talk through these one by one here. The 3 simple ways that you can increase your benefit. All right, so number 1, and again, stick with me because you might think of these and you might hear the first one and think, oh, this doesn't apply, I'm out of here. You know, that's fine. If you don't want to watch after that, that's totally fine. I'm just simply saying, you got to watch all these different points because they're all going to play a pretty big role here, okay? Even just one of these, implementing one of these could have a major impact on your monthly benefit as well, okay? So anyway, you can take advantage of all of them. You could do 1, you could do 3, whatever. It just, again, I'm just saying, it all makes a difference, okay? All right, so number 1 is maximizing your work history, okay? Now, again, I completely recognize I am not here to ever tell anybody, work as long as you possibly can. I would never say that to anybody. However, if you do want to maximize your Social Security benefit, you may want to think about, how many years have I been working here contributing into Social Security? Now, again, I just mentioned this a minute ago, and let me point this out one more time. Social Security uses your 35 highest income years to determine what your benefit is going to be. Now, remember, any years that has 0 income, as in maybe you weren't working or whatever the case may be, if you did not have any income or you did not contribute to Social Security, guess what? They use a 0. Well, if you know averages, right, you understand averages. When you run averages, anything that has a 0 or a very low number, it skews the average a lot, okay? So if we can get those zeros out of there, that would be a huge benefit to you, okay? Now, one more thing I want to point out as well. Let's just say that you're approaching the age where you're thinking, I'm ready to wrap this thing up. I am so sick of working right now. I don't want to do this anymore, this full-time thing. then maybe think about going down to part-time, okay? The whole logic behind that would be is to get the zeros off of your work record, okay? 35 years of work record, the highest income. Even if you could replace the zeros with $6,000 of income, $7,000, $10,000 of income, something like this, it'd be way, way better for you and your monthly benefit versus a zero. Zeros, when you run averages, are not good. They lower the average significantly, okay? So again, I'm not here to tell anybody to work longer. I'm just simply telling you, if you want to maximize your monthly benefit, even if you're sick of working and you want to wrap it up, that's totally cool. I don't blame you one bit at all. You've been spending a ton of your time, your life, and all things like this. I totally get it, okay? I understand that, but I just want to say this much. If you're in that position, maybe think about going down to part-time, maybe 20 hours a week, maybe 15 hours. Even if you could have income of, say, $6,000, $7,000, even $10,000 in a year, that would help dramatically increase your benefit over a bunch of zeros when they go to run your benefit and what it's going to come out to be based on your 35 highest years of income. Does that kind of make sense? Anyway, so I want to point that out for you really quick. That is number one. Now, number two is think about possibly delaying your benefit. Now, again, I don't want to sit here and discourage anyone from claiming their benefit because everybody's situation is very different. Like I said a minute ago as well, for some people, it makes perfect 100% sense to claim your benefit right away when you turn the age of 62, okay? But for some people, it also makes sense to wait. Now remember this much as well. I mentioned this earlier as well, which is for every month that you claim your benefit prior to your full retirement age, your benefits will be reduced. In fact, the statistics show that the average person who claims their benefit at the age of 62 versus waiting until their full retirement age has a reduction to their benefit of 30%. That's a huge, huge reduction, okay? Benefits are reduced by 0.05% for every 1 month that you claim benefits prior to your full retirement age. 0.05%, if you're not very good with fractions, think of it this way. It's about 0.5% per month that your benefits are reduced prior to your full retirement age, okay? So just take that into consideration. Every month that you can wait, you're saving yourself 0.5%. And again, you might think 0.5%, who cares? No big deal, only 1 month, I'll take it. But remember, that's compounded, okay, over long periods of time and years and years of your benefit. That is a lot of money, okay? So just remember that. And again, I'm not here to discourage anybody from claiming their benefit. I just want you to know the information so you can make the best educated decision for you and your personal situation. And again, remember the whole idea behind this video. We want to maximize your benefit, maximize your lifetime earnings out of Social Security, right? All right, so anyway, take that into consideration. The longer you can wait, even if you were just to wait say 1 full year from the age of 62 until the age of 63, that'd save you effectively about 6%. It's a lot, right? Again, 6%, that's compounded going forward. That translates into a lot of money, okay? So again, just take that into consideration. Now, one more thing I want to point out really quickly on this point, which is if you wait until after your full retirement age and you wait for every 1 month that you wait after your full retirement age to claim your benefits are increased by 0.667% or 2/3 for every 1 month that you claim after your full retirement age. Over the course of the entire year, that is an 8% increase. And again, compounded, okay? Very, very important stuff. We're talking big numbers here. Now, initially, the first year, you're thinking 8%. Okay, that's awesome. But remember, every year that you get a COLA, things like that, it is based on your new higher benefit, taking into consideration your 8% increase that you've accrued, okay? Again, over long periods of time, 10 years, 15 years, 20, 25, 30 years, you're talking serious money, okay? Anyway, take that into consideration. If you can, try to delay your benefit as close to your full retirement age as you can. If you can delay after, you're in the money. You're in the big, big money then, okay? So again, but don't get me wrong. Don't feel bad to claim your benefits at your full retirement age. That is, in other words, your full retirement age is otherwise known as your full benefit age, okay? Think of it that way. Full retirement age is like, wait, what does that really mean? Just think of it this way. It's your full benefit age. That's the time you'll be getting your full benefit without any reduction. Anyway, hope that kind of makes sense. So that is number 2. Number 3, think about your spousal benefit, okay? Which, by the way, after I have this number 3 here, I'm going to have a bonus number 4 for you, okay? It might be kind of funny, honestly, so stick around for that. Anyway, it might be funny, or you might think of it as not very funny, but either way, it's actually a pretty good one. But again, I'll give you a bonus one here, number 4, in just a minute. Number 3, think about your spousal benefit, okay? Now, again, I do have dedicated videos here on the channel talking about spousal benefits, and you may want to check that out. But again, let me talk about this very briefly. So here's what it comes down to. If you are married or if you are divorced and you were married for at least 10 years, you would be eligible for a spousal benefit, okay? Now let's talk through the details about this. Now again, there's more details about the spousal benefit than just what I explained right there, but that's kind of the basic idea behind it. You could be entitled up to 50% of your spouse's benefit at their full retirement age. Okay, well, consider your monthly benefit that you've earned based on your work history, your work record, compared to the 50% you could be getting from your spousal benefit. Let me give you a quick example. Let's just based on your work record, you'd be eligible for a $1,000 monthly benefit on your work history, your work record for Social Security. Awesome. Good job. I mean, seriously, that's cool, right? $1,000. However, let's just say that your spouse was a higher income individual. They worked longer, possibly, and whatever the circumstances is, doesn't really matter. But let's just say that their benefit is $3,000 a month at their full retirement age. You could be entitled to 50% of that benefit, okay? Let's run the math. 50% of $3,000 is $1,500. Well, remember, your benefit based on your work record is $1,000. However, you could grab the spousal benefit at $1,500. That is a 50% increase just by claiming the spousal benefit versus your benefit. Kind of makes sense? So again, that is another really cool way that you can maximize your benefit. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people that don't even know about this as an option, okay? This is something you can clearly do. There's no rule that says you can't, okay? Just make sure to check that out. And remember this much as well. I said this a minute ago. If you are divorced, there's special rules about this, but essentially the marriage had to have lasted at least 10 years. Even if you're divorced and the divorce happened a few years ago, you can still claim the spousal benefit, okay? It doesn't even mean that they need to know about it. That person doesn't even need to know about it, but you can tap in and get 50% of their benefit, okay? Awesome stuff, right? Yeah, totally cool, right? All right, now bonus number 4. And again, I hope you don't get too upset with me by saying this, but let's just say that you're still married, okay? It's going along with the spousal benefit. Let's just say that you want to maximize your monthly benefit. You may want to encourage your spouse to work a little longer, work a few more years, get a little bit higher income job, something like this, okay? Because remember this much as well. If you encourage your spouse and say, hey, you've worked 33 years here and you got 2 years of zeros on your record, maybe you should work another 2 years. Maybe you should work your way up the ladder here and get a little increase, a little raise to your income here. Remember, again, I know this could possibly be a little bit controversial here, what I'm talking about, but I'm just simply saying, selfishly, you could look at it and think, hey, if my spouse works a little bit longer, or if my ex-spouse works a little bit longer, encouraged by me, that ultimately means more money flowing back to me in my Social Security benefit as a spousal benefit, right? So again, obviously, you want to get your spouse out of work as quickly as possible. You want that person to be retired, enjoying life, that they can spend time with you and the family and whatever else you want to do, travel or just whatever you want to do. It doesn't really matter. But maybe you could look at the big picture and think, hey, if this person works 2 more years, 3 more years, 4 more years, if they can up their income by 10%, and whatever else happens to be, if they can get a couple zeros off of their work record, that means my spousal benefit is going to be a bit higher, right? So selfishly, you could look at this and think, hey, yo, spouse, what are you up to for the next 3 years? You want to work for a few more years? Because I'm looking at the dollar signs after you turn your full retirement age and how much I could get as a spousal benefit, right? So anyway, take that into consideration. And if you're possibly on good terms with an ex-spouse, maybe have a good gesture and say, hey, you know, you're doing a really good job. You're really good at your job. I've heard you're awesome at your job. Maybe you should stick around for a few more years. You know what I mean? Maybe the person will stick around and maximize those benefits, and then you can swoop in and grab the spousal benefit a little bit higher as a result of their labors, right? So anyway, I hope this doesn't... It's more like just a little funny thing that you could do. But again, it's a real thing. If the spouse works a little bit longer, takes off a couple zeros off their record, boom, you just raised your income and your monthly benefit, right? But remember this much as well. They do not need to work full time. As long as you can get those zeros off your record, even if you replace the zeros with $6,000, $7,000, $10,000 of income, it's going to make a huge difference. And working just part-time, you probably only need to work 10, 15 hours a week, not that much, to earn $6,000, $7,000, $10,000 a year, right? It probably shouldn't be that difficult to do with a very limited work schedule, right? So I don't know, 15 hours a week would probably do it. Obviously, it's all based on salary and hourly pay and stuff like that. But my point is, even if you want to get out of work, just working a couple days a week, few hours a week, whatever it happens to be, could get those zeros wiped off of there and ultimately increase your benefit. Make sense? Anyway, these are the ways that I wanted to point out for you here in this video. I hope this helps you. Again, do a huge favor to your friends, family, social media. Share this video with them. Also, subscribe down below. Totally free to do so. Share the video, like I just said. And of course, go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. Also, leave your comments, your questions, your feedback down below. Just want to do what I can to help you out right now. And I hope this one helps you to better understand the situation. So let's maximize our benefits. Grab as much as you can out of Social Security. Hope this helps you. Enjoy your day. Take care. Have a good one. And catch you again later.